Newtown, when this first happened this morning, were placed under lockdown, and that included all the private schools as well, so that would have included whatever school is at the church there. And then, I guess later in the day, as concerns eased, they may have changed that order. But throughout our region, not just Newtown, but down here in southwestern Connecticut as well, a number of schools were concerned, and police departments sent officers to schools just to allay people's fears. News 12 Connecticut's Courtney Kane went to one in Norwalk, one of the magnet schools there, and she's standing by live. Courtney, you there?
We're here at Jefferson Science Magnet School. School was just let out minutes ago, in fact, and a real somber sort of feeling here. We saw a lot of parents waiting for their children and immediately, much like the images you were looking at in Newtown, grabbing their children and just hugging them, not wanting to let them go when they picked them up today. Some parents in tears when they arrived here today, talking to me, just so upset by what has happened here in the state of Connecticut, and they're just beside themselves. Some parents showed up here early today to pick up their kids. Some came here early, wanted to go inside and just make sure their kids were okay and talk with the principal. This is a really hard reality for parents here all throughout our state, and including right here in southwestern Connecticut. State Representative Chris Perone was here earlier today. He has a third grader who attends class here. He wanted to check on his child and also talk with the principal. He spoke with us earlier, as well as another parent, and here's what they had to say.
My son goes here, so I felt in some ways pulled to be here irregardless, and so it's just an unspeakable tragedy.
Can you imagine how a person just can go into school with a gun and do all of this stuff? It's really, I can't believe it.
You can imagine that is the scene at every school with little ones today. It gets so busy at this time of year.
Report from CBS, we don't know where this comes from, that 8 children were found hiding in a closet, so we have to assume it's a closet in the school.
Horrifying, horrifying day. Aaron Messmer is our reporter that's been following us in the town of Newtown. What are you hearing now? We're getting closer and closer to that time where we're supposed to be having this news conference, Aaron.
Yeah, and right now what we're seeing is a lot of action here in this parking lot. I know it doesn't look like much going on, but these are cars of what we've seen have been parents just pulling in and then literally running. And you can see one right now. It's happening as we speak. You know, this is what we've been seeing all day long. Parents pulling in here and then just taking off, running around the corner. And let me just show you just how close we are to the street where the school is. That road right there, which you can maybe see off in the distance, is the road for Sandy Hook Elementary School. It leads down there. And I don't know if you can see up there, there are several helicopters still circling around, and every now and then we see a really, really low-flying police helicopter as well. So this is still a very active crime scene. Let's show you some video, though, that we shot a little bit earlier this morning when we arrived. We got here just literally minutes after the reports of the shooting started to come out. At this point, we're told that the shooter, as we've reported, is 24-year-old Ryan Lanza. And what we're hearing from parents is that it's just absolutely a stunning events that went on here. When we showed up, we saw parents running down the street with their kids. They were just crying, obviously so upset. We heard from one child who said she was in the school at the time, and she was told by police to close her eyes and then run down the hallway and not open her eyes until she got outside. And it's, I think, fair to assume that it's because the authorities are trying to protect these kids from whatever the scene inside the school looked like. I know we've thrown some of these numbers out there, somewhere between 25 to 30 or so people. We keep hearing varying numbers have been killed, many of them kids. And as I've said before, parents were just so distraught as they arrived. Just listen to how sad they were